I am a fan of Golden Hoops.
Howard led the NBA in rebounds and blocks, becoming the first player in NBA history to accomplish this feat twice.
Dueling driving, fires the pass to Howard for a powerful two-handed dunk.
The movement leads to a fast jumper, rimming out, rebound, Howard, sheer power.
And just watch the separation he gets on this offensive rebound. First of all, he gets the ball. Now watch what happens to Boone. Bang.
Deshaun Prince posting up too. Oh, Howard strikes.
Austin sprints to the hole. Howard!
Dwight Howard. I like Francisco Elson on the ball. It's hard for Turkle to see.
Alley-oop. Howard at the buzzer! Dwight Howard flies through the roof to put the magic up, and the officials are discussing whether there will be any time left. They say no.
Only a few guys. And that's what I talked about.
Howard knocks it away. Oh, this could be fun. Dwight Howard. Head above the rim.
Waiting.
Shot clock down to 6. Gasol against Lewis. Left-handed blocks in his in. With 5 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Turner backdoor lob. Howard muscling it in. Throws it on top of Presence. Whoa. Dwight Howard going to wheel it.
A better job. Turkle trying to feed Howard does. 10 on the shot clock. He makes his move. And Amundsen got him. Is that going to be a count? Yes.
And that's what happened there. The whistle blew. As long as you got a seat on the bus, it's all good.
Dwight Howard, all good on the inside from the feed.
By Tyrese Thomas. Great entry. And a powerful jam. Nocioni ill-advisedly challenging. Nelson. Lead 4.5 remaining here in the second. Turkle alley-up to Howard.
Here's Hill to step through, and the shovel doesn't go down. Kristich lost his footing, and Howard.
Outlet pass. Mobley. Howard. Fast break. The Magic just running downhill on the Bucks that time, and Jerry Porter is not happy with it. Howard working hard for position again. This time it's Kwame Brown. Howard goes right at him. Dwight Howard.
He's breaking it free, but the Magic secure it. It's a Turkle three. Oh!
Stevenson. Howard from Hill, and the young fella gets up high for the one-handed dunk.
Iguodala. The main thing is that their turnovers are hurting.
Wow. Dwight Howard
Dunks so far this season.
Nelson was looking for a foul call.
Howard with the step. He finished for this game. Arroyo.
Oh, that takes
Wheel play. Inside. Howard goes to the bucket.
Nelson looking for the alley-oop. And good help by Dwight Howard. Howard throws it down over Perkins. A tricked out G5 jet does and hits the shores of South Miami.
Body in the way to the ball will rim. Beautiful spin, throws another one against McGee. Double team kick. Howard again with a quick move and a spin left. Throws it in the face of McGee. Challenged it at first and then Turkle, the throw ahead. Howard, the dunk and the foul.
head up all the way. Just timing that.
Here's Alston racing the floor, finding Howard. Dwight Howard from Rafer Alston.
He'll back in. Here comes some help. He'll come out to Turkle for three. No. Rebound Howard up it.
Guys are going to be around for a long time to come.
Howard spins and gets it.
And then can they build off of that? Oh, here they have another.
Alley-oop.
40. Under a minute to go in the first.
Uh-oh.
Howard. He cranked that one up and a chance for three.
Everybody's.
Stevenson splits the D. By Howard for the big right-hander.
Big game with a big W.
Dwight Howard working inside, went right. Position by Horton. Howard backs it away. And it by 12.
gave a ref something that we had not already heard.
No.
Oh, boy.
Seeing what Toronto is trying to do here just to get. Oh, boy.
Turkaloo sets it up, and it's thrown down by Superman.
They're only down 4. Millsap. Howard swaps it. Here's the fighting over the screens. Turkaloo looking, lobs it into Howard. Howard up, shot, it's good. And Howard over block.
And then that's exactly what happened. If you're the Memphis Grizzlies, you got to take the ball in his hands. Second shot opportunities right here.
That may have been with the 4-point lead here.
Nelson, perfect lock.
You sit out.
Penetration is dish.
Turkaloo into Howard.
Good show on Nelson and Howard. They see the youngsters working very well together.
Davis runs back to the lane, and that was an issue. He missed it. Howard cleans it up. Howard just muscles his way in on Perkins and stuffs it.
In the game today, when he with the 76, when he broke in the snap, just about like that. Not like that.
Third, his values when he's not on the floor for this team. And that's with all due respect to the other fine players. It's Howard gets it to go and a foul.
Which was a bad shot. This is Dwight Howard at his best.
It comes up to Steve Francis, alley up to Howard.
Too strong. Hill gives it to Nelson. Nelson to Howard.
Trailing 49-45. Turkaloo goes right down the lane. That was a pass. Francis bails him out. Howard. Magic players just standing still. Like that here.
Yeah. Grant Hill on the pull-up. Dwight Howard finds Francis, goes right back to it. That's pretty.
So he needs to work with these guards too, not just shooting. He can play.
61-52 Magic. Lee puts it on the floor. Oh, caught out of midair. Now we know that he and Courtney Lee have a nice relationship.
For the Memphis Grizzlies, the 4th best basketball team in the state of Tennessee. That's cool.
Howard got choked up describing Finding Nemo. Alley-oop to Howard.
As good a shooter as a guy like Capone is.
Oh,
Pesky in there. Nice pass.
Howard lines up.
Alley-oop.
ball down court, and he's not the first Orlando Magic center to do it. And there's the stop.
Dwight Howard got that hoop. They had gone on a long.
Good looking finish. Barron Reach doesn't play. Get out of the way when Howard is dunking. He'll get the dunk and the touch.
Shoot the runner, but especially with Dwight Howard out there. He doesn't want to give Dwight a chance.
19 wins. Star Lewis 3, no. Howard's got it. And Howard puts it.
Trying to keep the Cavs in this.
All right, here's Howard. Will he get the call? Yes, he does.
Heinrich again driving.
Swatted out of bounds by Howard.
A good look at this. Does not complain at all. Boy, Dwight has been more than the great late Red Auerbach. As Howard dunked.
And Gilbert Arenas is limping as he's running down the court.
Wow. Francis to Howard. He'll throw it down.
Howard against Brian Skinner did a nice job in the first half. Knocked away by Baron Davis. Howard retrieves it with 5 in the clock. Oh!
Could be an MVP candidate as Howard spin out loud.
In the high screen, now the screen moves away and Arenas goes right down the middle. Oh man, what a block by Howard!
Found the rhythm.
Another great alley-oop. Nelson inside. Dwight Howard.
2 remaining in the second quarter.
And 1.
For example of how good this is.
Had some bad luck with that, as you mentioned, Webb, with Rip Hamilton so far.
3 points.
Oh, my goodness.
He takes the ball away from
Howard against Bynum across the lane. Dumps it in.
Most of the time in the early season. Deion Doolin. Howard is there to clean it up again. The master of the glass with his 20th rebound.
You know, I want him to be a little more selfish, actually. Wizards stay close.
Morrow's pass picked off by Nelson. Handicap the numbers. Howard trailing, throws it down.
Nice read by Jameer Nelson. It's not always easy to run.
Grant Hill, nice give and go to
Shot an air ball. Turkoglu. Howard running the floor.
Orlando 3-on-1 with a Kesey back. Here's Francis to the trailing for the big jam.
Oh, that's nice. Share the basketball, kids. Share the basketball.
Todd Petit. Let's check out Dwight Howard.
Look at sharing the basketball.
Magic half number. Howard. Oh! Somehow he gathers it in.
Charles Lewis and Dwight Howard. Back on the floor, played by Harbury, gets it to, oh, what a spin by Howard, beautifully done.
On the inside, they got to be able to block shots and rebound.
Against not knowing the rule? Well, I guess maybe they do. Look at that. Just good basketball.
The T again. Howard gets it, goes up, shot's good, and a foul.
Good pick and roll, rotation, good.
Inside, it's going to be Howard and Eston.
His junior years, he was his senior year. Howard rejects the Iverson offering and has decided.
Oh, long pass.
Oh, and
The throw ahead to Howard. Iverson got 64. Make it 62.
Remus chucks it up. No, Dwight Howard gets another rebound. Howard.
That could be a big factor when you're trailing.
That's Dwight Howard from Deshaun Stevenson.
On for the bench, Lucas with 15 points. Nelson on the inside. Howard.
Julie. Dwight Howard, another strong.
A nice dose of sugar from Boris, but he was slapped on the left wrist trying to shake it off, and another jam for Dwight Howard.
This is a three-quarter shot. I mean, he is just that.
Nelson inside pass to Howard. Goes strong. Hooks it in. Out of foul. Robinson on the drive. It still goes to the basket. Puts it up. Blocked by Howard. Credit for rebound, and he's fouled.
Watch the athleticism. Nate thought he had it beat right there.
And Barnes goes right-handed. Howard. That's what pays off when. Here's Richardson. Another missed three.
Howard throws the ball up the floor.
Lewis. Nice feed.
really turned this Houston franchise around.
Oh, Dwight Howard. This is how the Magic started the game. Getting the ball in for Francis. And the one-handed hammer.
And take a look on the...
Howard. Nelson gets a rebound. Throws it up. Howard throws it down.
Well, against his own defense, after that miss, Jameer Nelson just...
This time with Alston, they go way under that screen. Alston will sit in place.
Says somebody to throw the ball inside to on a regular basis.
Howard sees an opening and goes for the top of the backboard practically.
Oh my goodness. Flight number 12. Lewis inside to Howard. Double team. Goes in and knocks it down. Turkoglu. Howard.
To give it up, and indeed he did. The man can have it. Nelson. Wow, what a play to Howard. Boy.
You get better by elimination.
And three to Howard.
And a foul.
Well, the big man has had to battle tonight.
Disappointing play at the score.
We got to make this a faster game and play with some energy. Some energy shown by Dwight Howard.
Big man this year. Davis is a big body though, isn't he? Howard steps out and fires a jumper.
Out there, stretch of home games and getting behind early. Nice work by Steve Francis to Dwight Howard. The Denver Nuggets fell asleep. Their defense fell asleep.
Nelson again. Throws it up for Dwight Howard. Puts it down hard.
Dwight Howard. Nice play from Howard. Ball loose. Howard comes up with a steal. Can they still get it? Yep. Good hustle to Nelson. Alley-oop. Oh! Throws it down. That was all Dwight Howard.
To see this. First, again, it all starts on his hustle down here.
5 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Spin to the rim. Swatted down by Howard.
Not only is the guy a big...
We're up 19 early in the fourth quarter. Howard gets
5 white shirts. Nice pass to Howard. Gets it inside.
We'll see. They're going to try, I'm sure. They've lost 3 in a row. Howard dunks it with McMoore on his back. Now that shows you the strength of Dwight Howard. You see this quick
kicks by Artest. Nicely done.
You can just Lewis defending Milicic. Howard with the ninth against San Antonio here in Amway Arena. Arroyo throwing it up. Howard throwing it down.
Garrity again. Will not hit that time. Scoreless guy on the court with the offensive rebound.
Be daring.
And it's not so much the mechanics, it's just the aim and the touch, because he has a beautiful release.
Probably wondering why no one came to defend him. Howard's second block shot of the game.
Woodson marching down to midcourt. Joe Johnson.
Sweeping Detroit, sweeping Atlanta. Well, they just ran it right.
Off goes Francis. Over the head, Howard.
Two Suns players off the bench in double figures as they go. Top shelf by Orlando. Ahead to Richardson.
In front, Dwight Howard. Dwight fends him off and dunks it.
Well, it almost took a step. Howard putting Okafor in the...
Trying to go up and under, had it blocked. Al had it blocked. Loose ball picked off by Stevenson. Howard again. Involved on one end.
A young man out of UCLA almost got a clean rebound. They try to backdoor to Howard.
Terrific. One of the reasons field goal percentage is good. Right now, it's still a 12-point Magic lead. Nelson comes off the screen and finds Howard. That's bothered you for 2 days, hasn't it?
Nelson. To Dwight Howard.
James trying to knock it aside. Recovered by Howard. Here's Howard to the rim. Howard's going to try to wrap him up, and Howard.
He's trying to bother his fans. Pass to Howard. He wanted to dish it off. Instead, he'll shoot the three. He drills it. A near sellout crowd tonight in Orlando. Watch this. Ends up with a rebound. Arroyo, no look feed. Howard doesn't miss that.
Making a play on Nelson. The lob the other way, and slam! Big finish!
You watch the big man of the Magic.
Vince Carter from beyond the arc. Howard throws it.
Nelson lasers it inside. Oh, by Howard. Right over Duncan when he wants to dominate angles.
And you talk about it in football all the time. You have to gauge a guy's speed.
Howard, 5 on the shot. Oh, Giacomo by Stevenson. Dwight Howard, 3 consecutive dunks. He's on a 6-0 run by himself.
Dwight Howard one-on-one against Jermaine O'Neal. What a
12 points for Anderson. The spin runs and
Back to Nelson. Francis feeds Howard for the 2.
Guys, a late season addition, played through the D-League, coming back from that knee injury, so that chemistry experiment still proceeds, and alley-ooping Howard.
Howard down the baseline,
Slams it for 2 and 1.
after the foul.
Turkoglu batting it, keeping it alive, and Nelson delivers it. Westbrook getting inside on Howard. He's blocked it twice. Leon, 2 fast break. Howard trailing the play.
Well, a couple of too much mustard on that one. Turned over. Gilbert through.
Francis somehow knew where Howard was, and he gives you a memorable.
He was the SEC Player of the Year when he was at Kentucky. In it comes Howard. Oh my goodness. First play.
Perfect lob from Nelson to Howard. Look here, this replay.
Turkoglu. Howard, the roadblock screen. Bogans goes inside to Dwight for the monster jam, and he's fouled.
Since the game has really gotten, look at Dwight.
Howard backs his way off the double. Howard with the rebound and puts it in.
through the same one from game 1.
Blocked by Howard.
Never got over yet. So tonight, he's playing great, and they just said they're going to keep him out there running the show.
Watch this. Send it back in 2004.
Nice pass. Nelson dreads the
The way that Toronto's playing right now, you'd have to think that they're going to win the Atlantic Division. Look at this.
Oh! He's taking all 8 shots by Toronto. And this is right out with the spin and the fifth. Here's Jameer Nelson. Look out.
Alley-oop. Oh.
The Magic have a player in Francis who can take over a big play. Oh, Dwight Howard winding up to be able to get that done.
Not on that.
Here's the to Dwight.
I wouldn't mind fielding all those late phone calls.
Howard again.
That pass, Francis read it perfectly. Coming in.
That looked like Amari right there.
The lead is down to 3. Single coverage on Howard. Gets inside and stuffs.
Well, look at Howard with no double team help coming.
Howard.
Wow.
The Magic take it away again. Here goes the rookie.
Oh, man! Not that one! Unbelievable!
Lewis, they are a combined 1 for 2. They're trying to hold those guys down.
That is a tough shot.
Dwight take too many of these.
He played the offense well, though. He's got 8 points. Nelson. Howard was able to make them.
Nelson escaping Holiday. The lob for Howard. Oh, man! That was one angry.
The last 3.5 minutes by the Magic. Howard goes in.
Right block for Howard.
Quick move on Horford. Rolls it home.
Become one of the better defensive teams in the NBA. Howard across the lane, left-handed throw.
The Domino gets over to Ariza. Off to Howard.
Dwight Howard had that entire side.
I think that's helping keep them in this game. Malik Allen driving. Howard swats it out of it.
Third quarter. And Howard.
Great move to the Okafor.
So Wallace takes it out.
This is Dwight Howard. Howard in his 5th NBA season. He is a
Same level.
The Orlando lead is down to 3. Oh, what a pass. Nelson.
By the game. Good knock now at the 7-point Magic lead. Boozer swatted away by Howard. Utah gets it back and Brewer gets to the free throw line. Player says that it's become now a nice alley-oop.
You just can't foul. You can't foul.
Howard, come on, soaring from nowhere to knock it away. His 4th block.
The layup, and Jameer Nelson heads the other way. Dwight Howard the dunk.